Nina stood on the jagged coastline, her boots sinking into the wet, shifting sand. The tide pulled back, dragging slick stones and tangled kelp into the dark expanse of the water. She kept her gaze locked on the horizon, where the gray surface met the bruising sky. Every few seconds, a wave slammed into the rocks, spraying sharp, cold mist against her skin. She did not blink. She did not turn away. The wind whipped past her, carrying the scent of salt and deep, cold currents. She waited for the rhythm to change, listening beneath the roar of the surf for a shift in the pattern. She stood motionless while the water lapped at her heels, the temperature dropping as the light began to fail. Her toes went numb against the freezing sediment, but she held her ground. The ocean was a wall of noise, but she dissected each crash, each retreat, searching for the anomaly. She stood there, a solitary figure against the vast, moving gray, refusing to retreat, waiting for the sea to reveal a secret hidden within the chaos. The horizon bled orange, casting long, fractured shadows across the foam. Nina watched the light die, the gray water turning to ink. Then, the ground changed. A low, rhythmic tremor traveled up through the soles of her boots. It was not the chaotic, blunt impact of the surf. It was precise. The vibration pushed into her heels, steady as a pulse. She stepped back, thinking it was a trick of the shifting sand, but the tremor remained. She knelt, pressing her palms flat against the damp, cold earth. The vibration was stronger here, a deep, melodic hum that resonated against her skin. It was a structured sound, repeating in a cycle that defied the random violence of the waves. She leaned forward, her weight shifting entirely to her knees. The surf still roared, but she blocked it out, focusing only on the hum beneath her palms. It felt like a language, a hidden frequency buried deep within the ocean floor. She pulled her hands back, then pressed them down again, confirming the pattern. The tide was no longer just water. It was a transmitter. She stayed there, motionless, listening to the earth speak. Nina abandoned the safety of the dry sand. She crawled forward, the wet grit pressing into her skin as the tide rushed up to meet her. The water was biting, swirling around her wrists, but she did not pull away. She reached deeper, fingers brushing the froth where the hum felt most intense. The sound sharpened. It was no longer a tremor in the earth, but a sequence of notes rising and falling with the surge. She closed her eyes, letting the salt spray cling to her eyelashes. She tilted her head back, exposing her throat to the night air, and let the vibration move from her palms into her chest. It rattled her ribcage, a rhythmic, pulsing force that synchronized with her own heart. The melody was complex, woven into the thunder of the crashing waves, yet perfectly distinct. She stayed there as the tide climbed higher, soaking her knees, indifferent to the freezing water. Above her, the first stars pierced the black canopy of the sky. She breathed in time with the ocean, locking the sequence into her memory. No longer a listener, but a vessel for the sound. The chaos of the sea had vanished, replaced by a singular, haunting song. The sun rose, but the world was unrecognizable. Nina sat on her porch, her eyes tracking the oak branches as they swayed. The wind whipped through the leaves, creating a soft, percussive rustle that matched the tempo of the tide. She tapped her fingers against the wooden railing, counting the intervals. It was a perfect echo of the ocean melody. A sudden downpour hit the metal roof above her. She did not retreat. She stood by the window, hands moving in the air to mimic the cadence of the rain. Each drop against the metal was a note, and she was the conductor. She stepped out into the garden, moving toward the hedge. Sparrows chirped in a frantic, disjointed sequence, but as she tilted her head, the pattern locked into place. It was the same harmonic structure she had found in the sea. She picked up 2 stones and clicked them together, matching the rhythm of the storm. The sound was sharp, precise, and intentional. The chaos of the world had dissolved. Every rustle, every drop, every chirp was part of a grand, intricate score. She stopped searching for silence and started listening for the music. Nina moved toward the house, her boots leaving soft, rhythmic imprints on the path. She walked through the doorway, leaving the external storm behind, yet the melody remained vivid in her mind. She began to hum, a low, steady sound that filled the quiet space of the living room. It was the same sequence she had pulled from the ocean, now echoing against the walls. She pulled a chair to the desk, her movements deliberate and calm. She took a blank page and smoothed it flat with the palm of her hand. Then, she picked up a pen. The first note touched the paper with a sharp, certain scratch. She did not hesitate. She hummed a phrase, then captured it in ink. Another phrase followed, flowing from the memory of the wind and the rain. Her hand moved across the page with ease, turning the chaos of the world into a structured, written score. She leaned back, the pen still in her grip, and looked at the black marks on the white paper. The house felt resonant, alive with the composition she had finally anchored. The noise was gone, replaced by a lasting, harmonious order that belonged only to her.